to the CPS report. And today I'm doing my fight recap of Fight Night 19 Haggerty versus Lobo. And yeah, let me get straight into it. It was a wonderful weekend of martial arts on all fronts for UFC and for One Championship. I didn't unfortunately watch the entire card. I only managed to wake up to catch the last 3 fights. And those are the ones I mainly covered on the preview. So I'm going to recap the ones that I've previewed. Starting with the championship fight between Jonathan Haggerty and Felipe Lobo for the bantamweight Muay Thai World Championship. And it was like a Rocky movie. It was like a movie. Honestly, it was, you couldn't have written that. It was just one of those fights where could the challenger overcome and and silence the critics and beat the number one guy, the champion, the best fighter in that division. And it looked like it was going to happen. Felipe Lobo looked really strong in that first round. He looked really good, and he was able to take Jonathan's punches. If anything, he actually might have won that first round. He landed a knockdown. He threw a lot of the boxing combinations. I didn't like that he didn't throw any kicks. He didn't throw any teep kicks. He didn't set up his hands. He just went in, balls through the wall, hook for hook, hook for hook. And yes, it got him the knockdown, but it requires a lot of energy to do that. It requires a hell of a lot of energy to throw that amount of boxing combinations at that speed, at maximum power. So I've kind of felt like Felipe did himself a bit of a disservice by emptying the gas tank so quickly in the first round, which kind of highlighted for me the adrenaline dump, which I think he took going into that second round. So yes, getting that knockdown was fantastic. But what was very noticeable in that fight was the size. I think Jonathan Haggerty, people don't give him enough credit for this. I think he filled out really well for this bantamweight division. He's packed on a good amount of muscle, lean muscle. He's a lot stronger. His punches pack a lot more weight than they ever had in any of the other fights he's done within the flyweight before this. So I thought, oh my word, what's going to happen now? Jonathan Haggerty sat down on the ropes. He shook. What's going to happen? However, you can't count him out. He is the general. He's been in wars with Adiwang 3 times. He's done this. He's taken knockdowns and come back. He is the dog, you know what I mean? And seems Jonathan Haggerty come back in the second half. In the second round. Sorry, I was just recording some football stuff before this. Coming back in the second round and utilizing his combinations, ducking the corner, making Lobo miss, turning him into the ropes, and then dominating the space like that. Because Jonathan Haggerty did what Lobo didn't do, and that was utilize all 8 limbs. He used elbows, he used knees, he used deep kicks, he used low kicks, he used high kicks, he used hooks, he utilized the game. And I think that's what happened. He overwhelmed Lobo, because eventually when Jonathan Haggerty started landing his combinations, you could clearly see the difference, whereby Lobo didn't have an answer for it. And that's where my point about the adrenaline dump comes in, because in previous fights, Lobo would go 3 rounds and he wouldn't even look tired. He'll take shots and he'll come back the stronger fighter. In this fight, for some reason, he couldn't handle the heat that Jonathan was bringing in the second round. And for him to get knocked out or get knocked down and TKO'd in that way, yeah, shows me that he took the adrenaline dump. He went for the win. He went for his shot in the first round. He didn't get it, and I think going into that next round, it looked like he wasn't going to be able to do that again, because Jonathan started just applying the pressure, started just moving away from him, showing why he is the champion, and won the fight in emphatic fashion. Just really top class performance, Jonathan again. Now I know he's calling out Felipe Lobo. Felipe is calling out Fabricio Andrade again, but this time in MMA. Now I haven't seen Jonathan fight in MMA. I don't know if he's got the prowess to be a good MMA fighter, to be an MMA champion. Now he's calling out Felipe. He's calling out Fabricio for an MMA bantamweight championship fight, saying, "Oh, he's going to put the triangle on him." Now I want to allude to what Mighty Mouse has said in one of his podcasts recently, whereby he personally feels that the pinnacle of martial arts is actually MMA fighters, because it's a different ball game. You can be the best in any fighting discipline, really. But once you step into a fight whereby it's mixed martial arts, where you have to utilize all the disciplines, like he showed in the fight against Adiwang in the special rules fight, it's a different ballgame when it's MMA. Even world champion wrestlers and jiu-jitsu practitioners, when they come into MMA, they don't look the same. They don't have the same kind of threat. They don't. It's like almost like it gets nullified completely. So Jonathan Haggerty beating Fabricio in a kickboxing, was it Muay Thai fight, was fantastic. But that was because it's stand up, and that's Jonathan Haggerty's bread and butter. He's one of the best in the world at that. But can he do it in MMA? Is he the same kind of threat when he's getting taken down, or when he's getting challenged by a wrestler or jiu-jitsu? Is Jonathan Haggerty still as scary to face when he's faced against someone that can take him down? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But all in all, big win for Jonathan Haggerty, and that solidifies him as one of the GOATs in this organization for one championship. Let's move it down to the fight, the co-main event between Saemapetch against Mohamed Rabah. And this was a rematch. And, Mohamed won the first fight in good fashion. But going into this fight, this is the Saemapetch that I know. This is what I saw when I came to one championship for the first time, was Saemapetch doing what he did over the weekend. That's the kind of fighting that he possesses. That elite Muay Thai, that elite distance management, and the way, because he fought a taller fighter, and the way he closed the distance and utilized the closing spaces to his advantage with the elbows and the left hooks, it was just world-class stuff. And what that means is that Saemapetch now sets himself up for a title contention bout. He can now call out a shot, because I think he's ranked 3 or 2 in this division, so he can call out someone else in the bantamweight division for either a #1 contenders bout, or he could potentially go up and fight Jonathan Haggerty if Jonathan doesn't get the MMA bout. But yeah, all in all, I just think Saemapetch just displayed the Muay Thai that is elite, and why he is on top of the food chain in the bantamweight division for Muay Thai. So yeah, big win for Saemapetch. Unfortunate loss for Mohamed, but that's the game. You come up in the game with Muay Thai, and it's small ounce gloves. I think it's 6 or 4 ounces. You can guarantee that one touch can put you out. Even the smaller guy in this fight, for example, Saemapetch being the smaller guy. The moment he landed his first straight left, I dropped Mohamed instantly, and I was like, "Now you see, this is elite fighting." But fantastic win. And then lastly, the fight that I watched was Daniel Willams taking on Lito Adiwang in the strawweight MMA bout. And remember, I said in the preview, I don't think Daniel Willams is going to win just because it's MMA. If this was a kickboxing or Muay Thai fight, I'd pick Daniel to win every day of the week. And the fight did what it did. I said Lito Adiwang is a stronger wrestler. He's got a bit more power in the way he throws his hooks, and that was going to be his keys to victory. And that's exactly what he did for 3 rounds. He dominated the wrestling exchanges. He knocked Daniel down. I think it was in round 1, and that pretty much was the course of the fight for the 3 rounds. Daniel did come back. I mean, he fought back. He came back from that knockdown, and he fought back into round 2, going into round 3. He started to be a bit more active because he had a bit better gas tank than Lito, because he has less muscle to carry. So he didn't have as much lactic acid the way Lito Adiwang was carrying. But Daniel did show that he was going to be he was the aggressor in round 3. But I think it was a little too late. I think at that point, because it's MMA and because it's MMA rules, Lito utilized it to his advantage and racked up enough points to showcase why he won the fight. Now, I know one championship doesn't score the fights round for round. They scored over the course of the 15 or 25 minutes. So on that note, I think in this fight, Lito Adiwang dominated for at least 12 minutes of the 15, and I would give 3 to Daniel, and that's probably why Lito came out victorious. Fantastic. It was unanimous. It was a unanimous decision. I didn't unfortunately catch any of the other fights. I don't really want to go and watch the highlights and say, "Oh, I watched them. This is what I gathered with the highlights." I would have loved to have watched all of them, but I'm sure that they were fantastic, because I'm looking at, there was a lot of, there's submission, third round submission. There was a round 1 or round 2 TKOs. There was a lot. There was a lot of big highlight reel finishes in this card, and that was fantastic. So big up for one championship putting on another fantastic fight card. On that note, I'm going to end the episode there, and I want you guys just to take note of the other content that we're putting out in our page. We have the TGS, which is the Guna Supporters Club that myself and Matthews do win on a weekly basis, everything Arsenal related. And then obviously, as you guys know, we're doing our previews and recaps of the Premier League, as well as everything that's fight content related, particularly with the One Championship and the UFC. So stay tuned with that. On that note, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Help us get to our first 500 subscribers. We are on our way. We're only 100 away. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Take care.